Hey guys, it's Ryan with Big Dog Investing. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel. If you guys could do a couple of things for me, if you guys can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you guys have not done so already. Click the bell notification down below so YouTube can send you guys notifications whenever I release videos. Watch my videos all the way to the end. And if you guys could share my videos and share my channel with anyone. I'm trying to grow my channel as much as I can, and I definitely need your guys' help in doing so. Getting started today is going to be Saturday, January 28th. There was a lot of news that happened, especially those affecting the financial markets, a lot of corruption and collusion from people who are most trusted politicians, and taking advantage of that. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys that later on in the video. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the entire video. The total market cap for all cryptocurrencies right now is $1,058,000,000,000. This is a 0.04% increase on the day today. Bitcoin is trading up a little higher on the day today. It's going to be trading at $23,212. Ethereum is trading at $1,595, and XRP is trading at 41.04 cents. So overall, we're still up on the day today, but not by a lot. So basically, I say this is just a wash day in investing, and then we have a lot of those. So don't think you guys are going to get super rich super quick in investing, whether it's in stocks or crypto. Getting into our crypto bubbles, the biggest gainers on the day today, Flare token is going to be up 11.1%, Dash is going to be up 9.7%, XRD 8.6%, and Leo is 8.3%. So, we're going to definitely have more reds today in the top 100, and that's, to be expected. We had, a great week this last week, so it's nice to see, some people taking some profits, and I recommend doing that if you guys choose to do so. Invest at your guys' own risk, and sell your coins when you guys need to. It was nice to see, though, that Litecoin is up 6.5%. I do not currently own any Litecoin, but this is the very first token that I ever got into. Normally, people say that Bitcoin is the gold and then Litecoin was the silver. That was the kind of slogan back in 2015, 2016, and 2017. I got into Litecoin in 2015 and I held it for a little bit. And then I ended up selling the token and all my shares of it. And that was used to help pay for my second college degree. So it was really nice that I was able to get in. And I'm probably not going to be buying any Litecoin in the near future. Probably won't even in the long term, but it definitely, was beneficial, and it shows that, your average Joe can make a decent amount of money in cryptocurrency. Getting into our news today, YouTube removes video of Pfizer executive admitting the company mutating the COVID-19 for new vaccines. So if you guys watched my video yesterday, I put in the comments a video of a Pfizer executive who was on a date. He was the director of research. He was on a date with another guy, and during that date, he ends up telling his guy that he's on the date with that his research team is mutating COVID-19 basically to come out with new vaccines to spread to the American public and also the world. And this definitely affects our market. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. It's just right-wing stuff. But, it definitely affected our markets. We had government shutdowns, people losing their livelihoods. They lost their, jobs, or even worse, business owners had to shut their businesses down, and basically lost their businesses. A lot of them didn't reopen. So mom and pop shops ended up shutting down completely. And basically, if they invested all of their money and put it into their businesses, they lost it. So it's kind of crazy to see. So if you guys would like to check out those videos, I would highly recommend you guys just going to my last video and looking in the comment section. You'll find those. Watcher Guru ended up coming out today and posting a couple of things. Fun fact, 2 years ago, GameStop stock hit an all-time high at $483. So if you guys got into GameStop, that was nice. I got into AMC when it was $2 a share. So, I made some decent money with AMC. But GameStop was pretty good also, if you guys got into that one. And also, I think if based on percentages, GameStop ended up doing better overall than AMC stock. But, all in all, people made a lot of money in GameStop and AMC. Google, basically for how it started versus how it going, Google ended up saying that it was going to ban all cryptocurrency related advertising in 2018. And, there's a lot of speculation. Why would, Google get rid of, advertising? They're basically getting money for their ads, and they make it a bunch of money doing that. So why would they get rid of cryptocurrency advertising? And there was speculation going on, and now it comes out, in October of just last year, Google selects Coinbase to take cloud payments with cryptocurrencies and will use its custody tool. So there was speculation, and now it can kind of be confirmed. Still no proof, hard evidence, but there's a lot of, speculation that Google and other tech companies were buying cryptocurrencies at a super cheap price because they were saying that tech companies didn't want to utilize them. And now that the prices were super low, they bought into them. And then now that they're coming out with all these articles, it's going to drive the price up because now a bunch of people are interested in cryptocurrency. It's being talked about. So it's going to be interesting to see, when they come out with their profit sheets, if they end up having cryptocurrencies on those. Bank of America warns that the U.S. economy will lose 175,000 jobs a month in Q1 of 2023. So we have our administration coming out and saying that unemployment rate is at an all-time low, inflation keeps going down, the economy is doing great. But Bank of America, a big bank in the U.S. and a lot of other institutions are saying that they're cutting jobs. You had Facebook, which is Meta, that's the big corporation that owns Facebook and Instagram. They cut over 10,000 jobs. You had Microsoft, Amazon, and Google all do the same. They cut over 10,000 jobs each. Some did a little bit more than that. So you have all these big companies, basically tech companies, uh, making people lose their jobs, and this is going to affect the unemployment rate. And basically, this is where our taxpayer dollars go to, is paying the unemployment. So that's interesting to see. Another thing that came out that was kind of interesting, the total time it took to reach 1 million users. Netflix took 3.5 years, Twitter took 2 years, Facebook 10 months, Spotify 5 months, Instagram was 2.5 months, and then Chat GPT took only 5 days. So Chat GPT is an AI, artificial intelligence, basically website that you guys can go to. And it has a lot of different things that you guys can utilize it for. I even have high school students. I'm a high school teacher, if you guys didn't know. But I have high school students writing papers using Chat GPT. They'll just go in and they'll say, please write a paper for me on World War II. And you guys can, narrow it down to even more topics, picking specific battles, and it'll write a 5-paragraph paper for you or even longer. And it was kind of interesting because I was doing some research, and BuzzFeed ended up coming out and saying that they were going to use Chat GPT for content creation. So I did some research, and if you guys invested in or were invested in BuzzFeed for a little bit, basically it was trading at 94 cents, and now it's trading at $3.87. This is a 325% increase. So you made 3.25x your money if you guys were invested in this. So right here, it shows that BuzzFeed stock rises 150%. This was the day after that it happened, as company plans to use AI to create content. So this is really interesting, and it's just going to show you where artificial intelligence is going. And some more news. Ron Paul ended up coming out and saying, if government lies about COVID-19 and the vaccines, lies about reasons for war and how wars are going, do you think that it's going to be telling the truth about inflation? And I totally agree with this. They want, basically everything to look good. They don't want, bad looks from the American people. So it's going to be interesting to see. And we're going to get into the telling the truth about inflation and, talking about our monetary system in a second, especially with Elizabeth Warren. But this one was kind of interesting. Congressman Majority Whip accuses Gary Gensler of having meetings with FTX before its collapse. The SEC needs to be investigated for defrauding millions of investors. So I'm going to go ahead and put this and also some of the other things in the comments for you guys to look at in detail. I can't play these videos yet. I still don't know how. I've been trying to figure out how to edit and play these videos so you guys can listen in. But basically, he talks about how the SEC and Gary Gensler met with Sam Bankman-Fried and other FTX executives and gave them preferential treatment. And then the FTX exchange ended up falling. So FTX and Gary Gensler with the SEC met to try to figure out crypto regulations. And why didn't he meet with Coinbase? Why didn't he meet with Binance.us? There were other exchanges that he could have met with, but he ended up meeting with FTX specifically. And there's proof now that Sam Bankman-Fried and his mom ended up giving a bunch of money to Democrats during their campaigns for campaign funds. So it's kind of interesting now that he only met with FTX. Getting into some more collusion right here. This Heritage Foundation ended up coming out and says Elizabeth Warren's staff doing coordinating questions and testimony with officials from the Securities and Exchange Commission before their leader testified before Warren's committee in 2021. So basically, in this, Elizabeth Warren ended up, and I'm going to post this video also so you guys can watch it, but Elizabeth Warren was emailing SEC and Gary Gensler about specific questions that she was going to ask during her committee about cryptocurrency, and then also gave responses that she would like the SEC to basically answer with. And that's kind of crazy, because why are you going to, if you're going to have a committee and you're going to ask specific questions, it's fine to write down those questions for yourself, but don't give them to the federal agency that you're going to ask them to, and then also give them the answers that you would like for them to respond with. That's just basically collusion and corruption. So, if you guys don't know who Jeremy Hogan is, he's a lawyer that follows the Ripple versus the SEC case. So he comes out and says, "Hey, Senator Warren, collusion is defined as a secret conspiracy in order to deceive others, and that's a secret. So don't use your email to collude with the SEC's chair, Gensler. Instead, use WhatsApp or Telegram from a personal device. You're welcome." So he's basically like making a jab at her. If you really wanted to get away with something, use WhatsApp or Telegram. But, people in the government are not really smart, and a lot of information is going to be coming out about this in the coming days and maybe even weeks. This is really cool though. So basically, everyone was asking is to Jeremy Hogan, is this illegal? And he says it's not illegal that I know of, but definitely unethical, since her job is to provide oversight of the SEC, and that obviously conflicts with her feeding questions and answers. That's the key. Questions and answers to the head of the agency she is supposed to be keeping an eye on. So basically, the Senate is supposed to make sure that there's not an overreach of power from the SEC. So they're not basically doing more than what they should. And basically, her coming out and giving questions and answers that she would like to see is not illegal, but definitely unethical. So it definitely needs to be investigated by the Ethics Committee for the Senate. John Deaton, he's another lawyer that follows the SEC versus Ripple case. So, and he says, so in other words, Elizabeth Warren has dishonored her oath and her office. So, there's going to be calls for her to resign from the XRP community. And, basically, in my opinion, I don't know if she needs to resign, but she needs to do better. If it comes out that she's, investing her money into a lot of this stuff, then she definitely needs to step down. But just from this on her own, she needs to be investigated and come out with an apology, and basically never allowed to talk about the SEC again, about what they're doing. She needs to basically get away from that committee that she is on. So this was really cool to see, though. So James K. Filan, he does the same thing that Jeremy Hogan does. He basically comes out and does what the lawyer talk is, and then Jeremy Hogan dummies it down for the majority of us who don't understand the sophisticated words that these lawyers use, because it's too complex. So James K. Filan, some of the stuff I don't understand a lot that he does and says, so it's kind of nice that Jeremy Hogan basically dummies it down for all of us. But back in 2011, he says, at XRP Community, I wonder how long Senator Warren and Gary Gensler rehearsed their discussion. There is no credibility there at all. So he watched their committees exchange and talking and what they were going to be doing, and he basically watched their hearing, and was kind of, basically he said that it was scripted, and now that's coming out that it was scripted, and now he just basically comments, go figure. So it's kind of interesting that he called it. And getting into our last bit of news, there was a Ripple partner joins forces with Visa to conquer billions of dollars in the markets of Thailand and Australia. So this is really cool. So Ripple's partner D-Money joins forces with Visa for global payments in Thailand. And then Navati-owned International Bank of Australia gets approval to launch payment solutions in Australia. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the comments as well for you guys to read. It was really interesting, and this is just more reasons why Ripple just keeps dominating and is going to rule the payment system throughout the world. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. And if you guys, can invest with the big dogs, stay on the porch. Have a good one.